In our continued conversation about real property versus personal property, we have to talk just a little bit about mobile homes, manufactured homes. Look, this will not be a deep, they won't go deep on test questions on this, but let me tell you why it's important. First of all, real property versus personal property. Let me define for you a manufactured home, manufactured housing. When you hear us use that word, we're talking about what you commonly may refer to as a mobile home or a trailer. If we use the word manufactured housing, we're referring to what you would call a trailer or a mobile home. Okay? I don't know if you've ever noticed this about a trailer before, though. It's built to a different code than what your house was built to. Stick-built houses are built to a state building code. Trailers, manufactured housing, are built to a HUD code. It's a national code, and clearly you can recognize that they don't have near the integrity of a stick-built home. The studs are not as thick. The walls are not as thick. The placement of the foundation and things like that is all dramatically different. It's a HUD. It's a federal code. It is what it is. Importantly, though, for test purposes, when we talk about manufactured housing, a mobile homes start out as personal property. They start out as personal property. It makes sense, doesn't it? You buy it at a dealership, they take and hitch it up to a truck, and they pull it to your property. Do you realize that mobile homes actually are titled just like your car? They're titled by the Department of Motor Vehicles, just like your car, because they were designed to run up and down the road. So a mobile home, it starts off as personal property. Can a mobile home become real property? It can. It can. Because you can take it to your land. And I heard somebody use the word, do what? You can attach it. Once you attach it to real property, it's possible that it can become real property. Having said that, I need you to know the 3 steps necessary to turn a mobile home into real property, to take it from personal to real property. That probably is the most likely testable topic here. So let's hit this real quickly. How do you convert a mobile home from personal property to real property? You're going to do these 3 steps. Number 1, you're going to attach it to land that you own. If it helps you to think of it this way, you're going to put it on a permanent foundation on land that you own. Really, the key part of that sentence was land that you own, right? If you take and set it up in a mobile home park, it's never going to become your real property. It might become somebody else's, but it's not going to become yours. All right. So you attach it to land that you own. Now listen, these are in no particular order. You'll understand why I say that when I give you number 2. Number 2 is you remove the hitch and the axles. The hitch is what they pull it with. The axles are where the wheels are. It's a heck of a lot mobile if you remove the hitch and the axles, right? So you remove the hitch and axles, you put it on a permanent foundation. Number 3, you cancel the title with the Department of Motor Vehicles. If you want that mobile home to become real property, you're going to cancel the title with the Department of Motor Vehicles. By the way, it takes all 3 to turn this into real property, not just your favorite 1 or 2, it takes all 3. Take off the hitch, take off the axle, attach it to land that you own, cancel the title with the Department of Motor Vehicles, bang! Now, it is in fact real property. Is that a big deal? It could be. It could be. Now listen, if you're selling houses in Raleigh, Cary, and some of the thicker, more dense areas, I doubt seriously you're going to run into this issue. But if you go a little bit outside of our area, you get into Harnett County, you get into Franklin County, and some areas like this, it's very possible that you're going to run into this type of situation. So let's say you're selling a property out in Person County, okay? You're selling a property in Person County. Let me tell you a little bit about the seller. Let me tell you a little bit about the owner of this property. Years ago, he had a dream. His dream was he wanted to buy a nice piece of property in Person County, 5 acres. He's got a nice piece of property. He always had a dream about building his stick-built home, his nice home, He's going to build a nice 4-bedroom, swimming pool, perfect for the family, perfect for family get-togethers and stuff like that. But he doesn't have money to do that right now. You know what he does have the money to do? He bought the land, he buys a single-wide mobile home, and he puts it on there. And he says, I will just simply use it this way until I have the money to start building my stick-built home. And he's fine. He's okay with this. Okay? Well, what happens is, as life often does, it throws him a curveball. He ends up being transferred out to Chicago. He doesn't have a need of 5 acres and a mobile home in Person County anymore. But you know what he does? He finds a buyer who has the same dream. Because a lot of buyers have this dream. I want to buy this land, some beautiful 5 acres. I want to build my stick-built house here, but I don't have money right now. So I'm going to live in that single-wide trailer until I have enough money to build it. Now let me ask you a very important question. Would it be important to know at this time whether that mobile home is real property or personal property? This is critically important now, because if it's real property and he sells that land, the home goes with it. But if it's not, if it's just personal property, he may get into an argument with this buyer. I wanted more money, and since you didn't give me more money, I'll show you. I'm going to go hitch it to the back of a truck, and I'm going to pull it to the repo lot, and I'm going to sell it there and get an extra $10,000 for it, okay? It's highly critical at this point to know whether it's real or personal property. Manufactured homes, they start off as personal property, but in fact, they can become real if you will follow those 3 steps. As agents, just keep your eye open for this if you're in an area where it's important. The example I just gave you, I have never seen it happen. I'm not really that concerned about it happening. The only time I've seen it be an issue was an agent was selling a home. Her buyer was getting a VA loan, a veteran's loan, and VA would finance it if it was permanently attached to the land, but they would not finance it if in fact it was personal property. So they had to go through the steps of making it real property, and it delayed closing by a little bit. That's the only time it's even remotely been an issue in my career. The last thing I want to say on this slide is, look out for the difference between manufactured home and a manufactured building. I know that sounds petty, but a manufactured home, manufactured housing, is a mobile home. A manufactured building is what you would refer to as a modular home. Manufactured building is a modular home. As long as you're writing that down, let me just tell you this. Modular homes are actually built to the same code as your stick-built house. A modular home was built just like your stick-built house. Difference was it was built in a factory. It was brought to your home site on a flatbed truck, and it was assembled like a puzzle. It was assembled on site. Okay, but it meets the same state housing code that your stick-built house meets. All right. Now let's talk about what's important about that. A modular home, when it's erected on a lot, is it real property or is it personal property? Modular homes are always real property once they're assembled on site. You literally have to be a contractor to build a modular home to ultimately sell to someone else. It's that specific, okay? Manufactured housing, modules, started out as personal property, okay? Modular homes, same state code that your stick-built home is. It is considered real property when it is built, when it is assembled on a property. You feel okay about that? Let's see if there's anything else I want to say about that. Whether a home is a modular home or not is still a material fact. We will talk more about this when we get to chapter 7, but just remember I said that a modular home is in fact a material fact. And in the field, it could be important from this standpoint. No one's ever made the mistake that I described on the manufactured house in Person County. However, many agents have made this mistake. Do you recognize that some neighborhoods will certainly have covenants that say no manufactured housing, no logos? That's fairly common, right? But do you realize that a lot of neighborhoods have a covenant that says no modular homes? Now, the reason that's important is you may have a buyer who buys a modular home and they're looking for a lot. Can you help me find a lot to put my modular home on? The minute you know that as an agent, you have to look and make sure that you don't sell them a lot in a neighborhood that doesn't allow modulars. Otherwise, you just cost them time, money, and you were negligent in in that process. The modular home industry has been ill about this for years. And modular homes today are much different than they were 30, 40 years ago. They used to look roughly like double wides. They had the kind of flat roof. Today, standing from the road, you would not know the difference between a modular and a stick-built home in most cases if it was a good modular project. Okay? So anyway, pay attention to this. Agent, well, do you know why a buyer might want to build a modular home? Do you have any idea why a buyer might choose to build a modular home? Believe it or not radically cheaper. Today they're not radically cheaper. They're really, really good products. So they're not radically cheaper, but you can put them up. The designs are cool. You can put them up really fast. You can put them up really fast. If I found a custom builder today and asked them to build a home, it'd take them probably 6 to 9 months to build that home. I can have a modular up in 3 months. I can live it in 3 months. That is appealing to some buyers to get a new home in that quickly. Okay? Modular versus mobile, and that's maybe one question on the test period. Understand the difference between personal and real, and you're in good shape. Lisa, you can stop that.